to Zoe Home Inspired Living. My name is Rina. I'm a chemical engineer by profession and put up my own cosmetic active ingredients company when I was 30 years old. I was very successful in my field, but an illness put an end to my career. Now in my new normal, I stay at home and tend our family while I also decorate, do table settings, I paint, I sew, I garden, and bake for tea time. I pray you will be inspired by your visit. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Zoe Home Inspired Living. In today's video, I'm going to show you part 2 of our gardening projects. That's the garden project number 2, and it's the corner garden, which I am trying to turn into a French-inspired or French country garden, corner garden of our property. So first of all, I'm going to show you before we started works, and then the process during the weeks that we worked on this project, and then to the present appearance of this corner garden. It took us weeks to work on this corner garden, and actually it's not yet complete. We need to fill in some more of the empty, like the vacant spaces, and also that the plants are suffering from this harsh summer heat that we get in these mountains. It's very hot here in the Philippines right now, and yeah, the plants are suffering, as you will see in this video. I hope that you will enjoy today's video, even though I'm going to show you the works, and of course it's my hope that you will be inspired also to work in your own yard, however problematic the space is. Project number 2, which is the French-inspired corner garden, starts in this place. I had this video taken so that I could review or plan what to do with this part of the garden. This is not easily accessible for me since it's sloping down, so with the help of the videos taken, I would be able to plan what to do in this area. This is the corner of the property in front of the house, so I really wanted to improve it. Now this part, yes, this is still part of that grove of plants. When we first arrived here, we planted some flowering plants, but they have been neglected. They have overgrown and they don't really look good. So what I plan to do is to create a distinct corner starting from this jackfruit tree going around to the near the grove of coconut trees. Now we are clearing up the area to prepare for gardening. So we're trying to clear up this area here. This is the very front of the house, and I want to have a corner garden here, but it takes a lot of preparation because the earth is so very hard. That's why the flowering plants that we planted here a year ago did not flourish. Now we are hedging it with bricks. This part of the garden, it's the corner of the garden, and we are hedging it with bricks, and then pour loam soil and plant it. The addition of bricks is really a brilliant idea as far as I'm concerned because it makes the corner garden distinct from the rest of the garden. Now we're digging this part because we are going to plant some border plants like the coffea. These are the coffea plants that we removed from the front of the house beside the stone wall on the first garden project. I wasn't able to take a video when we poured loam soil over the hard earth just to amend the soil, but we did that. We used many bags of loam soil. So now we are planting forget-me-nots. I was supervising below. We added vermicompost to the newly planted plants. We also planted these beautiful pom-poms, but they slowly died in a few weeks afterwards. This part of the garden gets partial sun, mostly afternoon sun, and it's not too direct sunlight. So we planted the forget-me-nots and the vinca and also the pom-poms, hoping that they will thrive here. So this is the other side of the corner garden. This is the view when you're sitting under the coconut tree or even in the patio. So this is really the view that I really want to improve or turn it into a beautiful space. And as you can see, we continued the bricks up to here and later on up to the end of the property. So you can see how it looks now. It's really like a forest. Now we have moved to the center of this corner garden and we are going to fill up this space with flowering plants. But first, we are amending the soil by adding loam soil, cow manure, and vermicast. We are planting margarita and pom-poms. We planted this portulaca or Vietnam rose as a border. As you can see at this point of our gardening works, there are still so many spaces to fill in. These are peace lily or spathiphyllum and tropical marian that we planted near the under the jackfruit tree because these are shade-loving plants. Now we are planting over there hibiscus. There are 2 additional hibiscus and also Doña Aurora. That's what we call it in the Philippines. It's a flowering plant with white flowers. So this is our flower bed right now. We also added this ark. It's made of metal and I ordered it online. Now we are digging up to plant the purple alamanda near this ark because the alamanda, it's a climbing plant. My husband and our two drivers are unloading the concrete garden bench which I ordered, and I'm going to tell you the story behind how I found it. We were all surprised to find out that the maker of this garden bench attached the top of the bench with the base. That's why it's so hard to carry with all three men. We are back in the garden on this flower bed because we are replacing the dead pom-poms and also the margarita plants. They all perished. So we are replacing them with the vinca or periwinkle flowering plants. I hope that they will survive. So we planted 6 vinca or periwinkle just to fill in the empty space because of the dead plants. We added more flowering plants under the ark, like this purple flowering plant and also 2 yellow vines. They are not in bloom now, but I hope to see them bloom in a few weeks' time. This is space under the jackfruit tree. I also had it cleared up. And then Nerio is putting in bricks around it in a somewhat perfect circle. And then maybe later on we are going to pour in soil and plant also under that space. This is the corner garden that we have managed to set up. In the past weeks, we have worked on this flower bed. So we have that art set up there, erected for the vines, plants that crawl up, like that one. I think that's the, I have forgotten the name. And as you can see, we maintained the old lantana plants and they're still looking good. Those, they have the white flowers, and also right here they have the red orange flowers. This is also an old peace lily here. It's been over a year here. And then you can see there, I have hibiscus or the gumamela. I have white angel. We transplanted those white angel plants from the back of the house where they did not thrive. And then more gumamelas here. And then I have this very, very fine leaves. That's African talisay. That's African talisay, and it should grow taller like a tree, a small tree. I remember finding this concrete garden bench on a day when I was really disappointed and quite sad. And I was looking for this garden bench because I saw it on Pinterest, and I asked my husband where we can have it custom made. And he couldn't find a shop or a precast maker, but I found it on Facebook Marketplace, and I was so happy. It's exactly the same as the picture that I found on Pinterest, and it wasn't that expensive. I love the portulaca or Vietnam rose that line this flower bed, and they are very easy to grow. They flourish very well. And I also love the bricks that we have put in here because they make a lot of difference. And we put this bird bath here, but I still have to see birds drinking from it. There are lots of birds in this place because, as you can see, we are surrounded by mountains, by hills and mountains. Because I want this to be like a French corner garden, I also ordered angel planter, which I'm going to put under that arc. There's still so many projects in the garden that I'm excited about, and this is just the beginning. And you know, for garden projects, it's like a continuous process. It's never really done. You have to replace the plants, you have to add in some more plants or different varieties of plants. So those are the future projects that I am excited about. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that I have inspired you to work in your own gardens and make them something really special and beautiful to your eyes. And I will see you on next video. God bless. Bye.